Hello, welcome to episode 2 of Geneforge. We have finished this intro tutorial area. We're moving on to the next area. The Abandoned Vale. This is the sort of world map. These are the different areas we've got. We started the Crumbling Docks. Now we're moving to the Abandoned Vale. As you explore, you'll open up new areas, new options all over the map. Let's go. Alright, so we've got more area to explore. Got some path off to the side here. Got this big building in front of us, sort of, hey, come in here. See what's in here. Alright, you immediately recognize this large building for what it is. This was a shaping hall. You knew that there must be one of them on this island somewhere. Here, the shapers on this island did their work, using magic and force of will to make creations, both established and experimental designs. If there was a cataclysm, though, it didn't take place here. This building is undamaged. To the side, you can see energizing pools. Holes in the ceiling allow light to shine on them. Remarkably, despite their years of neglect, they have survived. The goo inside a pool is a semi-living plant-like form capable of drawing energy from the air and the sun. If you stand near a pool, you will be able to replenish your health or essence depending on which pool you use. In the corners of the hall, you can see two glowing glass canisters. They wait there, ready to give you power. Click on the two books to read them. They will teach you useful things about essence and making creations. Alright, so you've got this one over here, which will heal you. You've got this one over here, which will give you more essence and energy. And then we've got we've got a dagger we can pick up. And we have, healing pod, alright. We've got these two canisters, so we've got gained the heal spell. And we can create Fyora. Alright, creations for the beginning shaper. To survive on Susha Island, you will probably need to make creations to fight for you, especially if you are playing a shaper, which we are. When you use the canister on the left, you will learn to create a Fyora, a small, fire-breathing lizard. To make a Fyora, you will need at least one level of fire-shaping skill. If you don't have this and want to make a Fyora, you will need to train in this skill when you next gain a level. To make a creation, press the creation button to the lower left. It has a worm on it, this button down here. You will then spend some of your essence to create a Fyora and improve its skills. The more essence you spend on one Fyora's skills, the less you will have to create more of them. You can create up to 7 servants. You can't get the essence you spend back until the creation dies or you reabsorb it. Finally, it is a good idea to buy at least 2 levels of intelligence for your creations. If you do, you will be able to control them in combat. Otherwise, they will act on their own and they may not always do what you want. If you started out as an agent, you might not have the ability to make a Fyora. To get it, select Improve Abilities in the inventory area and buy 1 level of Fire Shaping skill. Alright, so is there anything interesting to pick up? I don't think so. We're going to come over here. We're going to go ahead and improve our statistics. And we are going to increase our intelligence to increase the amount of essence we have. And we're going to increase our Fire Shaping skill to make our Fyora stronger. Then, when we increased our essence, it didn't automatically fill up our essence bar to the new pit, so we need to come over here, let that refill us, and then we'll come back over here and make our first Fyora. The reason you don't want to stand next to the pools is because they will constantly ping and try and fill you up with energy and essence, and it can get kind of annoying with the sound going off over and over. Alright, so like I said, we're going to give it 2 levels of intelligence so we can actually control it. Going to give it a level of dexterity so that it can hit better and act faster, and we're going to give it a level of endurance so that it can survive longer. Its total cost of 15. We only have 16 essence, even with the ability increase that we just did. So go ahead and make our little Fyora, and we can rename him, we or her, probably in neither since it's a creation, a genderless creation. Alright, anyway, we're going to name him Matchstick. And he's going to be our little fire-breathing pet. So we'll come out of here. One of the other things we're going to do, since we are very weak physically, we are going to move ourselves down in the formation so that when we move, the Fyora walks out in front of us. So he is going to be the one who takes, sort of like scouts ahead, tanks for us for the time being until we get another creation that can do a better job of tanking. Alright, nothing over here. Come down here, follow along this path. We'll do some more exploring later. Pretty sure, yep, this is a dead end, so kind of tricky. It's got sort of the path stones that make it look like it would lead to the next area, but it's got overgrowth of stuff. And we're not going to go down that middle path just yet, because I think that's the path forward. We're going to explore down here, see if there's any hidden items. You find a sign that the evacuation of this island was not completely orderly. There is a body here. It's barely more than a skeleton. It has been here for a long time. Based on its garments, you'd think it was a shaper. The shapers here made their supplies to last. It looks like some of the stuff on the corpse is still usable. Alright, so we got 5 coins. We get some healing spores. Get another dagger. And I think we'll just leave the robe and tunic since we already have those. And we are at 51 pounds. We'll be covered at 73. So let's go ahead and come back here and head up this other path. He moves a lot faster than us, which is, could be a problem. Alright, soon you will have to fight your first battles. There are several rogue Fyoras ahead. The best tactic to defeat them depends on what sort of character you picked. If you're playing a shaper, you should make at least 1 Fyora we have to help you. The canister which gives you this ability is to the west. You can also use the firebolt spell, which is gained from a canister in the previous section. If you're playing a guardian, you should have found and equipped one of the daggers in the previous section. There's another hidden in this section. You can also make a Fyora to help you. If you're playing an agent, you should use both the firebolt spell and a dagger. To cast firebolt in combat, press the firebolt button, the second button to hold the tab key to see what the buttons do, and then click on an enemy. If you get wounded or your Fyora dies, you can rejuvenate yourself with the pools and building to the west. Yeah, so finally, if you have not yet saved the game, you should do so now. Hit escape to bring up the file menu and select save game. We're not going to worry about that at the moment. We are just going to continue down our path. Alright, there's a Fyora standing on the path ahead. It is a very familiar sort of creation. Shapers have made them for centuries to serve as bodyguards, watchdogs, and even pets. You've been around hundreds of them. This one, however, is different from any Fyora you have ever seen. It doesn't have the usual expression of servility and obedience. It doesn't look at you as a master, but as food. You have heard tales of creations which have turned on their creators and gone rogue, but it almost never actually happens. If it ever did, the rogue creation would be instantly destroyed. This Fyora has definitely shed any shaper control. It bares its teeth at you, seemingly daring you to step forward. Alright, and dare we do. So our Fyora is faster and got a good hit in. Alright, so there's no more visible enemies ahead. When you get wounded, you can heal yourself with a heal spell right here, but that takes essence. Heal one of your characters, press the heal button, and click on that character. So if our, oh, and we get a healing pod. If our little buddy Fyora gets injured, we can heal him with the heal spell. It sounded like some orcs. Come back around here. We're still sort of very much in a tutorial section of the game. Oh, there's another enemy. Alright, we're going to use our firebolt spell. And we hit him. Alright. We don't see anymore. I'm going to turn that off. Come in here. Okay. Step up. Hit him. Step forward. We hit him too. Ooh, he's going to get a return shot. Oh good, he missed. Whew. close one. Alright, so we got some sandals, and we've got some coins. Anything else? Alright, just the robe. So we can come over here, put some sandals on. They give us a little more armor. Oh, there he is over there. When you're moving, you want to be watchful of your action points. Can't remember if it's mentioned it already, but you can only attack with 5. So if you have less than 5, you'll click attack and it will just end your turn. Alright, let's see. Just some trash. Just trash on the ground. Let's come over here, see if he was protecting anything useful. Oh, a book. Alright, notes on combat. Oh, here it tells you about it. Alright, using items costs 3 action points and attacking costs 5. You start with 8. Why it's written 8 here and has them as numbers there and there is a little interesting. Try and attack, you don't have 5. Your turn ends. If you click on your character, it'll also end. There's some haste, speed spells, and other items that will give you more action points. If you carry too much weight, or you get stunned or slowed, you'll have lower action points, and the order by which characters act in combat is determined by their speed. More dexterity and quick action skill the character has, the faster it will act. To end a character's turn prematurely, click on the character or hit the spacebar. Alright, anything in here? Nope, just some trash. Oh, and some coins. Nothing on the ground. Alright, let's... Oh, that's another one. Step forward. Give it to him. Step forward as well. Nice. Okay. I have a feeling there's some nasty guy behind the door here. Oh, nope. This was a storage warehouse. Well, it still is, but now instead of housing useful supplies, it holds moldering trash. The sacks of meal in the corner, for example, have not been treated well by their years here. On the counter to the west, however, you see something which looks very useful. There are several thorn batons, one of which looks like it's still alive. Thorn batons are one of the Shaper's most ingenious creations. They're a mix of living and inert matter, plants with a touch of animal around a frame of metal, capable of firing a small, sharp projectile at high velocity. When unused, they go into hibernation and can live for a long time. Most of the batons abandoned in this room have died, but one managed to survive. We got a survivor. Right, so they're basically like a little repeating crossbow that gets 6 shots of thorns. Let's see if there's anything in these piles. Not likely, but you never know. Find some random coins. Thorn baton is a type of weapon. When you equip it and left click on a foe, you will shoot a thorn at it. The baton gains 6 shots. Fire it when empty. It will automatically reload with any thorns in your inventory. It's probably a better weapon than our javelins here, which are heavy, and we are going to sell them later, so we'll just go ahead and equip it. Alright, anything useful back here? Nope. Any more enemies? Oh, it's one more little baddie. Oh, there's 2 more baddies. Alright, come up here. Hit him. We're going to go ahead and shoot him with our thorn baton. Nice. Step up. And we will shoot him with a thorn baton as well. Alright. I think that's everyone. So we will end combat. Check up in this corner. Nothing over there. Alright, we have made it to another building. Any bad guys in here? Nope. Any useful equipment? Let's find, ooh, some boots and a shield. Oh, we already have a wooden shield, so armor +5. It's pretty heavy though, so we want to get rid of that soon. I think the boots are just better. Armor +3 versus the sandals are armor +1. Oh, some more thorns. Okay, let's see here. People wishing to pass through quarantine originally signed in here before waiting for inspection. None of the names are legible anymore, and the pages crumble at your touch. Alright, what do we got? Can we come through here? No. Alright. Here we go. This was the quarantine waiting hall. People wishing to enter or leave Susha Island through this port waited here to be questioned and inspected by the servant mind. And sure enough, the mind is still here, resting to the north. You marvel at the skill of the shapers who made these remarkable creatures. Their careful construction and ability to hibernate gave them remarkable lifespans. It is still alive. The servant mind is a very specialized and useful sort of creature. Once grown, it never moves again. It spends its life in a stone crib made to fit it. Once there, it spends its entire life thinking, remembering, analyzing, and advising the shapers. As you approach, you can see the creature struggle to rouse itself from its slumber. It seems likely that it is eager for company after its years here. Alright, let's come talk to him. You carefully approach the servant mind, unsure of how its time alone in these ruins has affected its faculties. Fortunately, its eyes are clear and bright, and its body appears whole. It has the massive skull characteristics of these strange creations. Welcome, Shaper. I am mind Tavit, it says, reflexively reading from an internal script centuries old. Do you wish to pass through quarantine? What do I have to do? Allow me to inspect you carefully. If I judge that you have no threatening infections or concealed rogue creations, I will unseal the door to the north so that you may pass. This is basically, what's the TSA, but with infection sniffing dogs. Alright, what happened to this island? Why was it barred? I am sorry, Shaper. I am limited in the scope of my knowledge. When I was left here, I was given no further information or instructions. Well, how long ago were you abandoned? I do not know. I have spent all of that time in hibernation. The decay in my internal organs indicates that the time was well over a century. I am sorry that I cannot be more precise. How long ago? The first since I was abandoned. Susha Island abandoned. It doesn't know I was abandoned. Nothing why I was left here for so long. Purpose of the island? Research. Not the most useful answer you could have hoped for. Alright, another question. Please allow me... Oh, are you alright? You've been here for a long time. I am functioning properly. I can still do what is made to do. Don't mind waiting here for so long. I am functioning properly. I can still do what I was made to do. It's not made to have other thoughts. Very simple-minded. Okay. Please allow me to pass through quarantine. The creature looks at you carefully. Makes a low, soft humming noise. You don't feel anything, but you suspect some sort of magical augmentation is allowing the creature to analyze you in minute detail. Eventually, the noise stops. Tavit says, I find no reason to impede your progress further. The exit door will open at your approach. Alright. Thank you, Shaper. I will rest and conserve my energy now. Okay, so now we can proceed out of this tutorial area. There we go. On this side of the quarantine hall, you can see another flock of orcs. This group, however, is not alone. It is watched over by a Servile. Serviles are one of the greatest Shaper creations. They are the most common and valued servants of your people. Intelligent, hardy, obedient, and featuring hands with opposable thumbs. They are also easily controlled. If there are Serviles here, this isle must be nowhere near as savage and uncontrolled as you had feared. Serviles are weak and easily cowed creatures. If there were any real threat here, they would have been quickly wiped out. Your emergence from this hall is clearly the last thing the Servile expected. He looks terrified at first, then curious. He leaves his flock behind to come and speak with you. He probably wants fresh orders. Oh, hello there. Timo. The Servile moves very close to you and inspects you carefully. It seems to be the same design of creation with which you're completely familiar. Same hunched posture, number of limbs, and so on. Same number of limbs, that's good to know. It looks very surprised to see you. However, it doesn't have the attitude of immediate obedience you have come to expect. It seems more curious than anything. After a few awkward seconds of staring, it speaks. I don't think I'm mad. It's a Shaper. A Shaper has come at last. Oh, it has been years. Years since anyone has come through that door. A Shaper has come. This is so wonderful. Oh, but where are my manners? I am Timo. I am a shepherd. I graze my orcs here because nobody comes here. Oh, I must go to Vakiri. I must tell the people there that a Shaper has come at last. Tell me about Vakiri. It is our humble village. He points east. It is that way. Not far. Not far. I should tell them a shaper has come at last. It is humble and small, but with no shapers around, we did what we could. I've been stranded on the island. How can I get off? He looks worried. He clearly has no idea. Oh, I am a humble villager. I do not know how to leave. But in Vakiri there are old and wise people. They can help you. That is odd. Timo is referring to his fellow Serviles as people. Creations are called creations, not people. There are no other shapers here? Timo looks even more nervous now. I do not know. No. You are the only one. You are the shaper. You have returned, and we can serve. He seems somewhat reticent about saying that last word. That you may not be a shaper, but a guardian or an agent. All three sects are generally referred to by the outside world as shapers. You'd better serve me. You'll be disciplined harshly. I only need to leave the island. Yeah, I kind of just don't want to be shipwrecked here. Timo looks incredibly relieved. Of course, we Serviles will be glad to help you in any way we can. It is our way, and we thank you, Mighty Shaper, for your kindness. I have another question. Do you know when this island was abandoned? I have no idea. You should go to Vakiri. There are many there wiser than me. I should go there now. They should know there is a shaper among us. So we have Vakiri. That's all for now, thanks. Okay, so he's probably going to run off to his little village, and we will follow him after we finish exploring this little area. Alright, this is the end of the tutorial section. You can get complete instruction for Geneforge without coding the game. Press the cap key to indicate the instructions button at the lower right of your screen. Have fun. Alright. Some rocks, some stones. Alright, that's everything. Click on the statues? No. Alright. And that's the end of our second episode. We have completed the tutorial, and we will see you next time. Thank you for watching.